between the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. And we are underway in Buffalo. This taken in at the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Ready.
Singletary to get the drive started until about the 23. Well, this defense for the Bills, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number? 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They'll run on first down with Singletary. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hill. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So, of course, they declined that there. They knew they had the free play. They got great yardage out of it.
It's kind of like when we were at dinner last night. You saw me reach for the check, so you ordered dessert on top of it, right? You said you had the free play.
Yeah.
Right? Already have what you needed. Go ahead and get a little more on top. I like it.
Ready, ready.
They go right back to Singletary. And he'll get what he can up the middle. 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. In motion comes the tight end left. On 2nd and 7, Tua throwing the out route incomplete. It's Benson. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
They'll try and run for this with Singletary. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I go right at them with another momentum play. I go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Tua going to throw. And he's got his tight end, Gesicki, in the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From the end zone comes Chris Claybrooks to return.
The Bills take over first and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 15. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. To throw, it's Allen. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys that we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Going deep for Diggs. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown.
Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big streak like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Number 38. Black shot.
On first down, Tagovailoa. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Tua to throw again. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
In motion goes the tight end. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. Open man here is Benson. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. These two teams all tied after one.
Here we go, set.
Looking to throw again on second down. Tua. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
Okay.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
3-3.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
2nd and 7 with our score tied at 7, but they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it? And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins have taken the lead.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. And how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown here. Great play offensively. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all, but right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction?
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. On play action, here's Tua. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Watch out now, 52. Watch it, 6.
To throw again on 2nd down. Tua completes it again to Gage. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a handoff up the middle. Benson. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Brought down by Ed Oliver.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Here's Tua. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. On 2nd down, Cook. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that, and by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
The kick by Bass is good. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. He's got a man. Complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Singletary here running out of the gun. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning.
Brings that second and 5 at the Bills' 39-yard line.
Like 60. Ready?
Right back to Singletary on 2nd down. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Jair Elam makes a pick, and the Bills are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Well, those have been a problem for him all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing now is Allen. Buying time to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary, all of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
Allen from the gun on 3rd down. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. The Bills passing game getting them down the field. They've got another first down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. On second down, here's Allen. He will find Diggs in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Stephon Diggs in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bills would extend their lead here just before halftime. An extra point by Bass, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. Tua, a final shot before half. And going deep for Hill. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we've reached halftime here in Orchard Park with the Bills taking the lead into the break. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And he almost flirted with disaster there, but it does get into the end zone before going out, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
And a nice run to get this up over the 20-yard line.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now on 2nd and 13. Allen. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
Emmanuel Ogbah that time, able to drop him for a loss. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, with talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get him going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins.
Still on his feet.
And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Well, CD, that's one of those plays you put a mark by. I mean, that could be a big momentum swing here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Yeah, we may have to revisit it, right? Because if that drive ends up in the end zone, they're sitting pretty at that point. Now, instead, it's a two-score game. to tighten up considerably.
Ready. Hut, hut. Hey, cross field.
Singletary, they'll go up the middle. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Tua. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Sanders' kick is good.
So kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the 3, but with starting field position like that, 3's not what you're banking on.
No, and you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. You've got to find ways to get the ball into the end zone and put 6s on the scoreboard.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive a little more pep in their step because it didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
On 1st down, Allen. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. So the deep ball giveth, and now the deep ball taketh away.
Man, you're getting deep on me here. I like that. Going to the next level in what you're thinking. And when you think about all the success he's had throwing the football so far, sometimes when you're doing that, you think you're invincible out there. But he was given a cold dose of reality on that throw.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
All ready?
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
Right.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Tua finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Just a gain of a couple there. 3rd and 7 now.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Now Tua. Going up top. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away.
We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. Oh, they try a lateral on the return, and now the ball's loose. Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with the football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost someone. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago. Atlanta throws the interception. San Francisco runs it back. Game is salted away. Fumbles on the return. Atlanta gets it back, drives down, kicks the game-winning field goal.
How about that? And a crazy situation we just saw there.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll run with Cook. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Straight ahead, Gibson.
And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
Antonio Gibson, his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Bills have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
To throw on 2nd and 10.
Tua.
And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Looking to pass. Tua.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time.
Picked off by Quan Alexander.
And the Bills are going to take possession of the football.
That is now seven interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet and make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are and hopefully they can correct them.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. On 2nd and 11 now. Allen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Antonio Gibson. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Bills will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Bills are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. They're still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. In his own end zone, it's Allen going deep for Diggs. They've got his man complete. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era. We think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
These 2 teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2. And it was the Bills winning on the road, so they look for the sweep here in Buffalo.
On 2nd and 9, Allen over the middle, complete. It's Brown.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Allen looks to throw on 3rd and 1. That's caught by Brown for a Bills touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown, Brown. And the Bills add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Okay, ready?
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those.
And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year. And the Bills are on their way to a 9-0 start as they build on to their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Play action. Now it's Tua.
This will be caught. It's Waddle.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
Working with 2nd and 5 now.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Tua. They complete it to Hill. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Dolphins get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one was over a long time ago.
And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
Brandon, we've seen an incomplete pass and an attempted run, not getting them anywhere at all. I'm not sure they're committed on this drive about what they want to do. I just wonder if they just say, listen, let's line up and run this thing and make it 4-down territory.
Allen now on 3rd and goal. He will find Diggs in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Stephon Diggs. He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Bills are closing in on a 9th victory on the year as they extend their lead. Here's Bass now for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. And they've got the huge lead now. They have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Gibson fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
Gibson again. Pushing for the end zone, but he's not going to get there. They stop him just shy of the goal line.
Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So on fourth down, out is Tyler Bass in the Buffalo field goal unit. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. The kick by Bass is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 2 and now on 1st down. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
To throw again on 2nd down. Tua. And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
2nd down and goal. Tua. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. 3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. Tua sets up to pass it. And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
The two are going to try and throw for it.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Quan Alexander.
Well, as most teams do in their two-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you got a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Now this thing gets marked where it went out of bounds, so they're going to have really good starting field position near midfield. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Now a give running right. It's Cook. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. A 10th carry in the game for Cook.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. And even 100 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines. Let's close this one out.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so.